Welcome to Top 3 Lists. Today it is about the top 3 most cruel serial killers in recent history. 3. Dr. Shipman, aka the Angel of Death or Dr. Death. Dr. Harold Frederick Shipman was an English doctor and is one of the world's most prolific serial killers in recorded history, proven to have been responsible for up to 250 murders. A trusted doctor, he was well respected in his community. However, colleagues and local undertakers began raising concerns over the high death rate in the area and the large number of cremation forms for elderly women that he had countersigned. Several bodies were later exhumed and post-mortems revealed diamorphine within their system. It was later established Shipman had purposely injected fatal doses of the drug in a huge number of patients, causing their death. He then forged their wills so he could inherit large sums of money and completed cremation requests to destroy the victims' bodies. The trial judge sentenced him to 15 consecutive life sentences and recommended that he never be released. Shipman later hanged himself in January 2004 in his cell in Wakefield prison. This is a footage of an inquiry done by the authorities and Shipman acts as if he doesn't know anything.
Can you remember Lily Crossley at all? Okay, no answer. Which we've investigated. Dr. Shipman. This is in relation to the death of a lady called Elizabeth Pierce. It's Elizabeth Pierce. The three ladies there, it's the elderly lady dressed in black. For the benefit of the tape, Dr. Shipman's eyes are closed and he did not look at.
There's no comment.
2. Pedro Rodriguez Filo, aka Killer Petey. Pedro Filo is one serious serial killer. He's responsible for at least 70 murders, 10 of which he committed before he reached the age of 18. Filo committed his first kill when he was just 14. The victim was his town's vice mayor. Born in 1954 in Minas Gerais, Brazil with an injured skull as a result of a beating his mother took from his father while she was pregnant. He participated in some burglaries and his first kill was a drug dealer. He also fell in love. Her name was Maria Olympia and the two lived together until she was killed by gang members. Olympia's death spurred Filo's next crime spree. He tracked down several people related to her murder, torturing and killing them in his mission to find the gang member who took Olympia's life. Filo's father had used a machete to kill Filo's mother and was doing time at a local prison. Pedro visited his father in jail, where he killed him by stabbing him 22 times. Then, taking things to a whole other level, Filo proceeded to cut out his father's heart before chewing on it. Filo was thrown into prison. Filo killed at least 47 of his fellow inmates, which made up a majority of his murders. He was kind of a Dexter if you know what I mean. He was interviewed saying that he got a thrill and joy out of killing other criminals. He also has a tattoo in his hand which says Matre por prazer, which in Portuguese language means kill for pleasure. He also said that his favorite method of murder was by stabbing or hacking with blades. Though Filo was initially sentenced to 128 years in prison, the crimes he committed while he was in jail upped his sentence to 400 years. But by Brazilian law, the maximum prison sentence is 30 years. So in 2007, he was released. You might find Pedro Filo lying on a nice sandy beach in the hot sun in northeast Brazil, particularly in Fortaleza. He's been living there since his release in 2007. 1. Pedro Alonso Lopez, aka the Monster of the Andes. The most infamous serial killer in the world is from South America. Pedro Alonso Lopez is a Colombian serial killer who was sentenced for killing 110 girls, but who claims to have raped and killed more than 300 girls across Colombia, Peru, Ecuador, and potentially other countries. Aside from uncited local accounts, Lopez's crimes first received international attention from an interview conducted by Ron Leitner in 1980. According to Leitner's story, Lopez became known as the Monster of the Andes in 1980, when he led the police to 53 graves in Ecuador, the victims all girls around 9 to 12 years old. In 1983, he was found guilty of the murder of 110 girls in Ecuador. He further confessed to an additional 240 murders in Peru and Colombia. Lopez would draw in his victims by posing as a salesman who was lost and needed help getting out of the area. He would lure the girls away from their family, rape them, then murder them. Lopez claimed he was committing the crimes to help the girls. He said he would kill them so they could go to heaven. At the time, the maximum sentence in Ecuador for murder was 16 years, they didn't allow consecutive sentences. So, 300 murders and he only served 14 years. Lopez was released from a psychiatric hospital in 1998 for good behavior, after initially being found insane. The current whereabouts of Lopez are unknown at this time, although Interpol has called for his arrest in connection to a 2002 murder. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Drop a like. Leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe.